I smell action. Let's go! Well, that wasn't very far. Hey guys, it's just Rillick here, and I've got a little bit of Revenant gameplay for you. Yeah, there's probably a lot of videos out about this. I don't know. I don't really watch YouTube videos about Revenant just because the one that I did watch, it was literally the guy auto-attacking for half of the video. And I grew very bored. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? So I decided to make my own and bore all of y'all with my little worthless piece of shit video on my own. So, oh, I know this event. Okay, let's go. Gotta kill this thing first. But anyway, I just posted up a video earlier on the actual build that I was using, and I wanted to show y'all a little bit of gameplay that I had with it that I'm going to be doing, or that I am doing at the moment. I'm not going to be doing anything. This guy's dead. He needs to be revived. Actually, no, I'm going to be killing these guys. And then I'm going to do that, and port. Boom. Oh, what? Okay, fine. I didn't want to kill you anyway. Switch to that, and there we go, and boom. Okay, so, I don't really have an order in which I actually use my skills. It all depends on the fight and how the fight goes. I don't have a rotation, basically. I haven't really found a rotation that works to maximize damage. Generally, what I'll do is I start a fight, and one good way to maximize damage would probably be to do cast impossible odds with unrelenting assault, but that uses up so much of your invoke that it's almost kind of a waste. And I try to wait to use my impossible odds when I need to get somewhere real fast and pop off a quick number 2 skill with the precision strike, or when the enemy's almost dead, and then I will pop the unrelenting strike with the impossible odds added onto it for that extra oomph to finish off the enemy. But with stuff like this, generally what I do is just really see how the fight goes and how the fight pans out. Ooh, that was a pretty good strike. Poor, I keep getting my R and my E mixed up. Whoops, that was wasted. That was really wasted. Like right here, since I had just basically wasted that, I need to switch to my demon stance and then switch to my staff. I like to use my staff with the demon stance. I find it works out pretty well, and I gain back the invoke a good bit pretty fast. And then I'll give everybody some condition support while I wail away just auto attacking in my demon stance, just because I don't really use a lot of the conditions with most of the veterans, just because I know that they'll die really quickly. I use a lot of my conditions in major boss fights. The staff and demon stance is just for quick ports and heavy hitting, as well as interrupting, because I know some of the veterans, they do have strong hits, like the elite corrupted. I'll go in swinging like this just because they're archers and I don't really like archers, and then I'll pop the enchanted daggers and the unrelenting assault, and I'll go in, line them up in a line, use the number 5 skill, which is Corporeal Rift, for the axe, keep dodging around. I dodge around a lot, and then I will choose one to suffer my unrelenting assault, throw out another one of those, and if the enemy is still alive, I'll switch to my staff and just go and auto attack them, unless they're porting around everywhere, with the impossible odds still activated. Just because, well, one, you're in a group, and they're just veterans. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Your impossible odds is esteemed opinion for auto attacking. It's really all it is. If you have nothing else to do, you can't find anything else to do, line it up for auto attacks. I like to use the staff number 5 skill to line up a good shot for Temporal Rift. It'll also pull in enemies if you didn't just see that. It'll pull them in. And you can use your number 4 skill to get behind enemies as well. So that's real good. But yeah, the Temporal Rift, you want to line up your shots because it's got a pretty decent range. I mean, it hit those all the way over there. And it does a decent amount of damage. I crit, I think on this one, I crit for at least 2k per. So it's pretty decent. And you line it up and you hit them, and that was 1,100. So it's not too bad of a. And now this guy, I'll use Impossible Odds and Unrelenting Assault, and 7k right there, which is pretty decent. I've seen it go higher for me. I think I've crit up in the 9s. I think the highest was 11,000 that I've seen, but that was with 25 stacks of might, and I was in fractals. So that was where I could get the might stacking in bulk, because we had a pretty damn good elementalist that knew what he was doing when it concerned might stacking. But yeah, the only time I like to use the staff, that's what I really want to talk about, is the staff, because it's literally, I only use it for CCing. And from what I've learned over the time is, let's go over here and do that, is I'll start off the fight, if I'm going to be going with my staff, and there's a lot of them like grouped together, I'll use my Surge of the Mist to line them up. And I mean, the staff is no slouch either. You're critting on your auto attack for 1,000, so it doesn't hurt too much to auto attack sometimes, and you cleave. So I mean, what's wrong with cleaving? And I could do that all day, and I mean, come on, whatever. I hate this place just because I can never find my way around it. But if you're using demon stance with a staff, and you're using sword, axe, the staff is really good, really useful in lining up your enemies to take the Temporal Rift. Temporal Rift is a really decent AoE, and they just completed this damn event without me. Oh my god. Okay, let's go up here. Check this out. But Surge of the Mist is really good at lining them up. I got 2 ways that I can approach it, apparently, because I think earlier I said, oh yeah, I'll start out with the assassins and the sword. I start out with whatever I want. Like I said, I don't really have a certain rotation. I just go with what I feel is right, and boom, right there, and then you'll switch Temporal Rift, and you've got him right there. And then if he's like that, you can port to him. You can hit your elite and go in for ham. There was 2, 3. Those are just auto attacks, 3k auto attacks with my elite up. I mean, that's all that was. Auto attack, and then line them up, and it hit that guy all the way over there. So that's that's pretty decent range. I like to use the Impossible Odds to finish up my skills. Like if I really need to get somewhere else, Impossible Odds, finish up a skill, do something else. This is just the best way that I've found to play Revenant. It's really chaotic, just because I find the class to be really chaotic. I jump around a lot, and it works for me. It really does. I just take in what I need. I know the skills, what they do, somewhat to a degree, to where I know that, oh, I need a condition removed. I'm not getting anywhere and I'm getting pummeled. I'm gonna hit R half the time. Half the time I'll hit E and port to them and be like, fuck, I fucked that one up. If I know that I need to, if I'm gonna go in there and then I need to get out real quick, I'll do Frigid Blitz. I'll hit them with the Frigid Blitz, with the pass-through damage being 128, because you'll pass through them and end up behind them, and then that last strike will hit them for a decent 1k damage, depending on how you got it built up. Like this guy, I'll actually show what I'm talking about. Boom, and then, okay, he died a little bit too quickly. I can't really use that. But anyway, so your number 4 ability, and then you go in with a Rebosting Shadows, back off, throw out a number 2 skill, and then go back in with the Phase Travel. That could be a lineup for you. And then once you get back in there with a Phase Travel, hit them with an Unrelenting Assault and Impossible Odds combo. And, you know, if you're looking for a lineup, is what I'm talking about. And then just auto attack until you need to switch. Normally, veteran fights might not last that long. If I can find a better, actually, you know what? I know there's got to be a champion around here somewhere. You know what? I got the perfect enemy. Just because I know he's going to be a pain in the ass for me. Yeah, I'm going to Oroid Base. You want to fight about it? Good. And shut the fuck up. I hate these long load screens. I just recently got a new graphics card, and I've got everything on. Okay, maybe not everything on high, but I got a pretty decent amount of things on high. And somebody's already doing it. Somebody's already doing it. Yay, they got it with flying swords flying around. Yay. Okay, Young Mushroom. I was about to say, okay, so I'm going to poke it, and that mushroom's going to pop out. And so, okay. Boom. And see, I did it again. I keep doing that, and I don't know why. But that's fine, because then you can go in, Rebosting Shadow, finish it up real quick, get in there, back out, and throw a healing to everybody, block a couple times. Oh, that's a stun break, by the way. I don't know if anybody knew that or not. If you're knocked down, make sure your R's up. And then you'll switch to here, do this, drop that, and go in for a really good hit. And then he's got Torment on. This guy's going to run around a lot, so you're going to want to try to keep Torment on. If you know he's going to run around a lot, try to make sure you get those torments up. And I'm dying a little bit, so I'm going to heal up. I'm going to put a little bit more I'm going to put a little bit more torment on him, and then I'm going to switch to this Unrelenting Assault, Impossible Odds, board in, drop that, and go in for damage him a little bit. I haven't learned all the names, so if I just go off and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's because I don't know the fucking names. Q, Unrelenting Assault. Impossible Odds and Unrelenting Assault are probably the only ones I can name off the top of my head. Oh, and, oh, switch, heal, give everybody some condition. Some condition stability. Yeah, that's what we'll call it from now on, condition stability. Boom, poured in, and Unrelenting Assault. Switch to staff, and that was not staff. That was not staff. Stop hitting me. I did not mean to do that. Come on, come on. Okay, whatever. Give somebody some heals. And with that poured in and go into healing mode. Enchanted Daggers and Unrelenting Assault are going to be your main healing factor. Your demonic, and that is real good at healing while you have conditions on. But that's about it. That, and I like the way that looks. I mean, that just looks sick. With him pulsing out that. And it'll go on for a good bit. As long as you're not using any skills. But, yeah. So, I tried to set up a little bit of a combo for y'all, but, or not a combo, but a rotation for y'all. But when I'm in the midst of doing stuff, I can't keep a rotation up. I cannot keep a rotation up. I don't do it. In PvP, I don't do it with my Elementalist. I don't keep a rotation up. I know what I gotta do, and I do it. Thief, I don't keep a rotation up. And I still do good. I mean, okay, wins by profession. Necromancer has 223. My Thief has 263. Out of 1,749 games played, I've won 829 of them. Okay, that's games played. I would kind of ignore that. This is what you want to look at. Ranked games played, 1,511, and I've won 721 won 7,200 721 of them, and most of those are for Thief. I don't have a rotation for those. I just can't do rotations, guys. So if y'all are wanting some kind of rotation, I'm not going to be able to give it to you. The best I can say for Revenant is get a build and go with it. I mean, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You got 20 skills to use and conjunct with. And you can flip them inside out, sideways, put them up your butt and shit them out your mouth. I know that sounded really weird. I know. But that's the possibility you got to go with this Revenant. I think that is what I'm trying to get out of this video, is there are a lot of builds out there for meta that I've seen. I haven't checked today, but the last I checked, the only one they had was a PvP build. And even then, it gave you bare minimum information that it could. What I'm trying to tell you guys here is you have the same weapon skills on both sides and the same utility skills for Assassin that you would have for both of your weapon skills, and the same for your Demon as you would have for your weapon skills. So you have God, there's so many combinations that you could use to do stuff with. And then if you add, like if you're not using the staff and you want to use a hammer, that opens up a whole new can of fucking worms. And you can use a hammer with this build because you know what? Hammer does conditions, does knockdowns, blocking for you, and it's ranged. It's actually pretty decent as well if you need any kind of range. Grab a hammer. Seriously, carry a hammer with you fucking everywhere. It's awesome. I haven't used a mace yet. I will say that. I don't know how mace works. But they're just... If you need a build to go off of, check out my first video. That's what I say. Check out my first video. It's got a pretty decent survivability, condition damage, as well as physical damage behind it. So you got all three packages rolled into one right now with that build. That's without Herald. As far as the skills go, just go with what you want. And somebody's fighting Mushroom King again, and they're doing it solo. So why not help them out? Let's go in with that one. Oh, I missed that. So let's go in with those three. Ooh, dodge that. Whoa, I wasted that. Kind of. And that's another bad thing. If you mess up, you're going to end up wasting. And don't worry about if you're too far off with your temporal rift if you're using the axe, because it gives you a lot of grace room to work with when it concerns that temporal rift. I mean, you can be boom, and I hit him. It didn't do as much damage as I would have hoped that it would do, but it still hit him. And you can stay in assassin stance for a while before you actually have to switch. And when you do, like I said, I like to go with my staff, just because, hey, I'm with another guy. I know he's getting pounded on. I might as well help him out a little bit. And then, if you're low on health, always make sure to pop out a heal before you go into before you switch your assault, because you're gonna need. You got 2 healing abilities that you got here, so you've got a pretty damn decent bit of survivability. I just go in and keep changing shit up. I know, guys, probably contradicting what I'm saying and everything, but if you're low health while you're in 1 and you're doing pretty decently, your skills are recharging, you still got a lot of invoke that you can work with. Don't be afraid to spend a little bit of it before you switch up. Like that, I just used all of it, burned it all, and I'm about to apply some conditions, back out, go back in with a little bit of knockdown, block some stuff for this guy, heal him up a little bit because he's feeling a little hurt, go in for those 2 damages, and then I'm going to heal. And then I'm going to switch slots and do a unrelenting assault with a number 2 skill, and then I still can do some damage. And there it goes. Hey, look at that. So, you know, I keep changing up my rotation. Just go with what you feel is best for your rotation. Learn your weapon skills and use your utilities with your weapon skills. Use them in conjunction all the time. That's the best. That's the best advice I can give you for Revenant right now. That, make sure you're not using some friggin' headgear that looks like, you know, that. While it looks cool, you know, whatever, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that. No, the headgear you want. With the Revenant has got to be the curtain. Okay, maybe not the curtain, but it's gotta, you know, you gotta have that just because for heavy armor, that looks fucking awesome. This has been Relic B, guys. If you liked the video, slam the like button, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this video. I know I jumped a lot of everywhere, jumped all over different kind of points, and went here, this, there, that way, this way, flipped it upside down, ripped it apart, whatever. And if you liked the video as a general, and you left a like, you left a comment, throw me a subscribe, you know, help a brother out. Peace out, guys. See you next video.